Hello everyone, my name is Blue Raven 666 and today I'm going to be giving you guys some basic tips on how you can create your very own OC, or original character. I typically get a lot of questions about my OCs, like Raven and Gray, and that is usually followed up with questions about how they can make their own OC, or make an OC that's just as good as mine. And while I'm not going to tell you how to go about making carbon copies of Raven, I will be giving you guys some of the advice I was given since I started making my own characters that has helped me give these characters of mine some life. Just to clarify, in case you're not familiar, an OC is an original character, or a character that isn't a part of a show or story canonically. It's a fan-made character, by the fan, for the fan. And as long as you're able to keep track of them and their backstories, there's no limit to how many you can have. And for the record, I'm not saying that Raven and Gray are perfect, shining examples of good OCs, but they are probably the ones that are the most complete out of the ones I have. The tips that I'll be giving won't be any particular order, but they are definitely some things you may want to keep in mind as you try to give some life to this little brain baby you'll be making. The first step, which is arguably the easiest and most fun part of the process, is designing your OC. The possibilities with this are probably infinite. Remember, this is your character, which means they can be and look like whatever you want. They could be a person, an animal, a hybrid, a supernatural creature like a vampire, werewolf, demon, or whatever species you want them to be. You could give them multiple heads, or horns, or wings, or a tail. You can make them be male, female, something in between, or something that doesn't adhere to the laws of the natural world. Whatever you want this character to look like, and whatever you want them to be, it's okay, no matter how boring and basic, or really, really weird you want their design to be. The same concept applies when naming your character. Their name can be as generic or outlandish as you would like. You could call them Bob or Sally, or you could go with unknown, nameless, or anonymous. It's all up to you. Whatever you feel like fits your character best. Raven's name obviously comes from my username, and Gray is just named after a color. It just seems to work with my characters, and it's what I'm comfortable with. And I encourage you to do the same for your own characters. Give them a name you like and what sounds right to you. Something you should take into consideration as you're creating your OC is which universe they're going to be in, and how they're going to fit into it. Raven obviously has his backstory tailored around the Hazbin Hotel universe, but he's also my main OC that I use for my channel to represent myself. If I wanted to use him for a different universe, like say, Black Butler, Lucifer, or hey, even Attack on Titan, all I'd have to do is tweak a few things with his design and backstory, and I could probably make it work. In general, I think the hardest part of creating a really good, fleshed out OC is working out the minor details. Age, gender identity, sexual orientation, their likes and dislikes, their hobbies, their strengths, their weaknesses, some unique facts about them. Make it as though you are telling me about an actual person, and why I should like them. Or dislike them. Is this character meant to be seen as an enemy or an ally? Are they an innocent little baby bean that needs protecting? Or are they overpowered as fuck, and I might as well be dead already because they're coming for my biscuits? Give your character a backstory that makes sense, and lets me know exactly who I'm dealing with. On a similar note, find ways to make this character interesting and believable. What goals are they constantly working towards? How do they plan on accomplishing those goals? If they're overpowered as fuck, how did they get that way? What sort of setbacks do they face along the way? What sort of enemies and allies do they have? These are pretty crucial details that will help build your character's backstory and bring them to life. It can serve as a guide as to how your character behaves in roleplays, fanfiction, or however else you want to use this character. Now, from this point, I can't tell you what you can and can't do with your OC. But if you want some free advice, let me give you some bonus tips as to what you should avoid doing with said character. Just 2 tips, really. Don't have your OC be unbeatably overpowered, and don't just let them be that type of character with no enemies and no real problems. These types of characters can be problematic for a couple of reasons. In roleplay chats especially, it can get kind of annoying when someone breaks out a character that can just end the story then and there. One move and boom, everyone's dead. Story's over. Nobody had a chance at trying to stop them. These types of characters are just one of the reasons why I stopped RPing years ago. On the opposite end of the spectrum, I'm not saying that your OC can't be this cute, wholesome, lovable ball of kindness and sunshine, or that they can't be the significant other, spouse, or love interest of the most popular or the most powerful character in a story or series. But please don't make that your character's entire personality. Dial it back a few notches. Try to show the ways that your OC and their love interest make a good team, or show people in a discreet way what that fluffy, wholesome exterior is covering up. Give some reasoning. To put it in simpler terms, don't be like Candy from Lucifer. In the end, though, I can't control what you can or cannot do with your own OC, but these are some of the things that I try to keep in mind if I have a new idea for an OC to use, and it was learned through much trial and error. Anyways, that'll be all for this video, you guys. Thank you for watching. If you found these tips helpful, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for helping this channel reach 45,000 subscribers. Remember, 50K is the next special, and I've got to figure out what I'm going to do to celebrate with you guys. My name is BlueRaven666, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.